Alright, welcome race fans once again here to MaxSpeedTV. Got some new stuff here. We got a new logo up in the top right, so make sure you check that out. Big shout out to the person that did that here. We did a great job on it. Dirt Division, check them out. Make sure you definitely shout them out. They do great work on the logos, do some paint jobs as well. So make sure you definitely check out Dirt Division for that. Matt did a fantastic job. But speaking of sponsors and people that do stuff to support MaxSpeedTV and the league here, we have plenty of sponsors here. Walls Beard Co. coming on board just recently here. They are one of our general sponsors, and they're also the sponsor of the starting grid officially for 2018. SimSpeedShop.com. Make sure you check them out for all your button box needs and for some new e-brakes there if you do some rallycross racing. HomeNet hosting and PC repair. Make sure you check these guys out for all your web hosting needs and PC repair. Not only are they a great company, if you check them out, let them know you heard about it here on MaxSpeedTV. You can actually get your first month free of web hosting, and they will waive all of your fees. So make sure you check them out. Elite 7 Racing, the official team of MaxSpeedTV. And last but not least, Ohio IndyCar League. They are not only a sponsor here. Josh, who we will be introducing here in just a minute in the booth with us, he's actually going to be covering the series very shortly, so make sure you stay tuned for that. And of course, on the racing side of things, T&D Rustic Decor. They are the title sponsor for this series and this new series starting tomorrow night. The T&D Short Track Series. That's what we're doing tonight. The Super Sport Series. Sorry again, it has been a long day here at MaxSpeedTV, but we're here to cover this race. And of course, TJ Woodworking, the official tire championship sponsor for both this series and the Monday night series. All plaques are done through them, so make sure you check them out if you have a league or you're just needing some plaques done. They do some awesome woodworking. We just use them for their plaques, but they do have other stuff as well. But again, without further ado, we want to introduce our second chair here tonight, Josh Medlock. So first, Josh, welcome to the booth, and how are you doing here tonight?
Well, Charles, man, good to be back with you here for the T&D Short Track Series. Been looking forward to the new season here. Started with you just last season and, you know, finished it out with you. And then, you know, you picked me up coming in here tonight. So, a good thing we're back here with short track racing because, man, last season when I joined in, it was very, very entertaining. There was a lot of rubbing toward the end of the season. And, of course, their champion was crowned. I don't remember who the champion was, but if I'm not mistaken, I believe it was Aaron. Am I correct?
He did win the race, but it was actually Brian Jones that won the championship. And he is actually not going to be here today. He is out actually at the Texas Motor Speedway race here for real life. So crowning champion is already going to be down some points due to going to that race.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, Aaron did win the race, and you know, but it was a fought, hard battle between all these guys. You know, Aaron Maspero, Chuck Kemper, and of course, you know, you can't forget all the other ones out here racing too. Rachel Hunt. We got some new faces here this evening.
We do indeed. We picked up about 8 to 10 drivers over the break. So several drivers coming in to join, and there's still quite a few that are not here. That probably will show up here in, I would say, the next 10 minutes or so. And it was thrown down from race control. Actually, it came in from the one of the league owners. We won't mention any names as to who, but Brett Osborne is going to be getting an EOL here tonight. It's something new. We encourage these guys to practice. I mean, we don't mandate it, but it is preferred that you come and practice on Friday night, and this is the kickoff season, so we don't want to have too many cautions. So Brett, not having any practice, just came in here, just bought the track like an hour and a half ago. He is going to be getting an EOL regardless of where he qualifies to try to limit the cautions here today.
And you know, you've got to implement some things at the beginning of the season, and I'm sure throughout the season as well, things will change, rules, standards, you know, practices, stuff of that nature. You know, and it's all about having fun, but also about a clean, hard race. As we see Chuck Kemper here in that number 40 MaxSpeedTV snap-on machine coming off of the track. That's one thing I wanted to mention is the pit road here at a Southern National. Very, very tricky to get in, and the pit road speed is 35 miles an hour. So getting on there and getting that truck down to 35 is going to be key here this evening.
Yes, it is indeed. And you're seeing them right now. These guys are out there pushing it to the limit, really. And you're seeing a lot of people spinning out. But come race time, they won't push it that hard. That's what practice is for, especially here in iRacing, where you can just get a quick reset. You can just go in and just see how far you can push it. You're never going to know how far this you can push the truck to its limits until you actually go beyond the limit and find out I can't go that far. So then you know what your limit is, what the truck's limit is. So that is the key of practice right now. They do have one fast repair here tonight. Definitely the main thing you got to make sure is you got to make sure that's checked if you need it, and if you don't need it, if it's just minor damage, you got to make sure it's not checked because you may need it later in the race.
Yeah, you know, early wrecks, early hard wrecks, you know, can cost somebody to use their fastest repair early on, and then they have to be very careful throughout the whole race. Now remember, this is 100 laps, and you know, it may seem like a lot of laps here, but it's a short track. This track is not even a half mile long, 0.40 miles, so 4/10 of a mile. That's not a very big track.
Yeah, it's really not. As we'll actually, while we're here for a minute, we'll pull up our pre-race analyst. It's 100 laps, 40 miles. So, again, like you said, 0.4, so that's only 40 miles. You know, we're used to running some of these tracks where you have NORC, SRA, the Northwest Xfinity Series, and even Race Corps, which will be later up tonight. You know, you run 100 laps there, you're talking well over 100 laps to 150 laps. So this track is actually less miles than it is laps, which is very unheard of because you do not see many truck leagues out there running these little tiny tracks. They are really powerful, and it makes it a challenge, but these guys are good at what they do.
Yes, they are, and you know, we've got about 6.5 minutes left here in practice, and of course they go to qualifying, and they get the 2-lap standard of qualifying, and I believe it's closed qualifying, so one car on the track.
It is indeed, so nobody will be interfering with each other, and you see the 14 going around. That is Joshua Drinkwater, brand new driver to the series. Definitely not a rookie. He's a rookie in the series, but looking here, he's actually an A-Class 2.95 with a 3882 I rating, so almost 4,000 I rating. That goes to show you right there just how good these drivers are. Some of these, like Doug Pickering and Jake Forster, 4185, 4251. So these guys have some serious I rating, and they drive these trucks a lot.
Yeah, getting that I rating up is a big key in a lot of leagues. They look at your I rating to see exactly where you stand with the other drivers out there on iRacing. You know, a lot of people have a low I rating, and that doesn't mean they're not good. That just means they're in the wrong spot at the wrong time, and they end up getting into accidents. And of course, it lowers your I rating and your safety rating as well. And you know, you can lose you know, your license level relatively quickly in official races. Now that does not apply in league races for everybody out there. So if you're in a league and you know you do cause a wreck, you won't lose your safety rating and I rating there or license level, but you know, you may lose positions or get DQ'd in that league race. You know, they do have their own rules.
Yeah, it definitely is. The most thing that you're going to hurt here is your pride if you get into too many wrecks. Again, You don't want to. If you get too many wrecks, especially in this league, in most leagues, if you keep causing wrecks over and over again, they're probably going to put you on some type of suspension or probation, or just remove you from the league altogether. The goal, obviously, with any league is to have clean racing, and obviously up here in the booth, I think I could easily say for both of us, clean racing is definitely what we want to see. And, with any luck, we can duplicate the Bristol race and go green to checkered with 0 cautions.
Yeah, that would be fantastic as well. But, I'm showing about 12 vehicles, 12 trucks, that have entered the lobby. Not everybody has came in yet. Not seeing a Brent Osborne yet in here. I believe he has turned 4 laps so far, so he has been in here. But currently not on the track here tonight. But it should make for a great race here at Southern National for these guys. I'm really looking forward to some close action, and of course it all depends too on how far the leaders can get out in front of the pack, because you can lap people very, very quickly here at Southern National.
Yeah, you really can. And we've got about 3.5 minutes. You've started to notice people are getting more into a groove here. Nobody's really spinning out as much anymore. Everybody coming out of turn 4, though, has got very close, if not scraping that outside wall. As we're watching the 16 of Rachel Hunt right now, she has some serious scrape marks to the side there. No major damage, but that is going to be a key here tonight. How hard, if you hit that wall, on the outside of turn 4, how hard you hit it's going to kind of determine how this plays out. I'm not sure if it'll really get you into another car if you hit it, but it very well could damage your car enough to where you can't win this race. If you can hit that, or if you hit that wall continually lap after lap, it will eventually start to wear on that truck.
Yes, it will. As we've seen Ed Sauls go around there kind of right in front behind of Rachel Hunt. Rachel did a very nice job of dodging it. Now, this is just practice, but you do everything you can in practice when the time starts to wind down to get the groove, find the fastest way around the track, and, of course, the safest as, they continue here. And it looks like the number 17 of Doug Pickering is following along the lines of the 16 of Rachel Hunt here. So I think them two have found the groove here at a Southern National here in practice.
Yeah, they have. And one we're going to keep an eye on, that is Aaron Maspero, who actually, there he is. He is at the top of the charts right now. Brand new paint job in that number 41, debuting it here tonight. He is still on a roll. The last, I believe, 5 races he has won. So he is on a hot streak right now. The question is, can anybody cool him down and beat him here? He's definitely fast, 13.5. But Chuck Kemper, he's won a championship here before sitting on pit road right now. He didn't win this past season, which he's fine with. He was putting on good runs, winning a lot of races. So the competition is what he wants, and he has it now. So the question is, can Chuck Kemper possibly come and have something for Aaron Maspero, as they're currently .053 separating those two as far as fastest lap here on the track.
Yeah, I mean, and it's going to be key here to try to beat Aaron Maspero and get him off that hot streak he has been on to finish out last season. 5 races in a row is outstanding. Can Aaron make it 6, or is Chuck Kemper going to be the one to knock him off? But you can't count out any of these other guys out here, and girls, because we do have a female out here racing, and Rachel Hunt at 16. Would be an outstanding finish for Rachel, and I've said this many times last season. If Rachel can get up there, win the race, and just upset everybody. So I'd be looking at that number 16 to make a run here this evening.
Yeah, and if she can get up towards the front, she does use a VR headset, which she's had quite the experience with that. She's actually had the thing catch on fire and smoke before. And couldn't figure out what the smoke was coming from. It came to find out it was her headset, but she still uses that headset. So it'll be very interesting to see as a practice is officially over.
Now we will be getting into the qualifying session of things.
It will indeed. Everyone should come out here very quickly, so we'll let these guys go out here, and then we'll get to our national anthem. As again, qualifying has officially started, so we'll see Trey Galgon is going to come out onto the track, as well as Aaron Maspero and Chuck Kemper. So all guys on the track right now, Landon Heidi, those are ones we're going to have to keep an eye on throughout this race. Alright, and actually while we're at it, let's put the driver bar up. Brand new driver bar with a little bit of color in here for you. Again, Trey Galgon out on the track right now, and he's going to put in a 13.583. He was around the 4th fastest. Now he's going to be at the top as Aaron Maspero puts in a 13.7. So a little bit slower for him, but I'm sure he will get a faster time as he just put in a 13.588.
Ed Saul's coming to the top of the board now with a 13.56. Now, wow, now Forster has just dominated that one, and Jake Forster there. So times are starting to come in, and that's going to be amazing to see who gets the pole here tonight.
It is indeed, and Jake Forster is a brand new driver to the series as well. Chuck Kemper, 13.634, a veteran driver here, as we'll see he kind of scrapes the wall there. As a 13.762, so that lap is going to be a little slower, but he did have contact with the wall, so that lap is actually probably not even going to count anyway, but it didn't matter, as Joshua Drinkwater is going to take second with a 13.563, so two new drivers at the top of the charts right now.
And you looking at the times here, Jake Forster with a 13.560 and Joshua Drinkwater with a 13.563. Whoa, that's 3/100ths.
That is not much separating those two. That should be very interesting. I know both of them are from the UK Ireland, I believe it is, club here on iRacing. So those two may be teammates. So we're going to have to keep an eye on that. Doug Pickering is coming out onto the track, as there he is. Oh, and he gets hard into the outside wall. We're going to see a lot of that, I have a feeling, here tonight.
Yeah, I'm sure we're going to see a lot of drivers out here, especially at the beginning of the race, trying to make room for one another. Going to be tapping the wall out there. And, you know, it kind of reminds me of Darlington in the Darlington Stripe, because here it's pretty much the same way. You come out of the corner and you're right next to the wall. Darlington, you're pretty much right next to the wall throughout the whole race. So you're going to see probably some, in this case, some Southern National stripes
in DGR, and not sure what Brett Osborne's doing. He's going to run a 14.006. Put him in the back, but it doesn't matter because, again, he's getting that EOL regardless, because he just doesn't. He hasn't had zero practice on this track, so he's going to have to be starting at the back of the field tonight. So he's got his work cut out for him, starting all the way back in 12th position.
Well, short track racing, it's going to be, you know, I wouldn't say hard for Brett Osborne, but it's going to be very difficult, because if he gets any damage on that machine out there, then he is going to have to get it fixed going on pit road. Of course, one reset, but you don't want to use it early, folks.
You
about
don't
a minute
want to.
left here in qualifying. That
will do it. So we got a minute 10 left here. Let's go ahead and we'll get to the national anthem and be right back with your starting grid.
We take you down onto the track for our opening ceremonies.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise. Please remove your hats.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous flight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glow bursting in air gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
All right, we are back, ladies and gentlemen, with the grid, and everybody has taken to it. So, Josh, if you want to start us off, as they are starting to roll off the grid now.
Yes, sir, I can. Jake Forster going to grab the pole here for Southern National for the TND Rustic Decor Series with the 13.560. Congratulations to Jake for grabbing the pole. Joshua Drinkwater going to be starting on the outside of him. Ed Saul is going to be starting third, Trey Calgon in fourth, Aaron Maspero in fifth, and Chuck Kemper will start in the 6-5. Charles?
And row 4 is going to be Doug Pickering and Scott Page. Row 5 going to be Brent Day and Landon Heidi. And rounding out the field is going to be Rachel Hunt and Brett Osborne, who qualified back there but would have been getting that EOL anyway. And that will round out your 12-car fields here tonight, but already looks like a huge field just because of the sheer fact that this track is so small.
And just imagine if there was 43 cars, 43 trucks out here.
That would be a scary sight as the green flag is out. Pit road's going to be a doozy here tonight as they get it. If they have to do any green flag stops, that is going to be something we're going to have to pay attention to. But right now, it doesn't matter. We're on lap 1 of 100, so probably about an hour is all this race is going to take, as right now Jake Forster has a huge lead.
Jake Forster already in command, about 0.3 of a second behind the second place starter here that started on the outside of him, Joshua Drinkwater. So these two front guys right here are now putting a gap between Aaron Maspero and Aaron Maspero in the 81 machine. It looks like they made a little bit of contact there. A good job by saving it by these guys already.
Yeah, they are. Looks like Ed Saul is going to take it up a little bit high, and it looks like he pulled the 49 of Trey Galgon with him, and Trey Galgon's going to lose a few spots as Scott Page is going to get by him. So a lot of good drivers here throughout this field. Interesting one, if we look, Chuck Kemper sitting in 4th place right now. He is definitely trying to get to the front as somebody's into the wall, and I believe that was one of our leaders that's into the wall.
It looked like the number 42 of Jake Forster there into the wall hard. Does have some damage on that outside, but Jake Forster will lead 4 laps. Joshua Drinkwater forced now, and we have a caution.
And it's Ed Sauls, but I believe he had some help. Well, let's go back and take a quick look and see what happened. I believe he probably had some help there. They were all trying to filter through the 42 who had hit the wall yet again, and they were just trying to get around him. As we'll see here, Landon Heidi looked like he just got up into the 81 of Ed Sauls and spun him around there just a little bit. It was not a very hard hit at all, but it was enough to spin him around. But they were all trying to avoid hitting the 42 of Jake Forster.
And dodging and just, trying to get out of the way and not hit other people. Short track like this, yes, it can happen very, very quickly as, trying to dodge cars on the outside and, just not to get into one another. Yeah, it will cause that.
Yeah, it looks like the 81 is Ed Sauls is going to get out barely. The pace car was coming around as he snuck it out of pit road, so he will stay on the lead lap through all this and take to the back of the field. The 42 of Jake Forster is going to be back there, as well as Doug Pickering took a pit stop. He was only on pit road for 0.1 second, did not actually go into his pit stall though.
That was a good pit stop time.
That was a very fast pit stop, and the lights are already off. And it's going to be Joshua Drinkwater going to be taking them to the start this time with Aaron Maspero on his outside, Chuck Kemper on the inside of row 2 as the green flag comes back out once again. And they are off racing. We'll see, can Chuck Kemper hold off Scott Page? Right now it's not happening. Scott Page is getting by him on the outside.
Yeah, look at that number 41 of Aaron Maspero. Oh!
Oh, and that looked like the 14 and the 41. Something happened there. Let's go back and take a look. I believe the 14 may have got into him. Take a look. That was very interesting right there on the restart. I believe the 14 may have broke loose. Not sure. We'll see. He dives it into the corner here. And right there, yeah, he gets out of shape and just drives right up into the 41 of Aaron Maspero. So definitely, we wouldn't call fault, but it looks like, in my opinion, we'll see what you see from your angle. It looked like the 14 just got out of shape, and in the process of trying to correct it, ran into the 41.
Yeah, that 14, it looks like just lost grip and just he overcorrected, it might have looked like, and it just jerked to the right. Of course, you know, that's what happens here at short track racing. You are so close, and there is really nothing you can do about it. Good job by a lot of these guys and girls out here for dodging it. Rachel Hunt slid it almost down pit road, but she got it back going again, and she is out there on the track. A lot of these guys just stopping on the track to dodge it, Landon Heidi being one of them. So under caution again here, and that's what happens.
Yeah, 15 laps in now. As we'll see here, we're going to see if we can get a closer look at Chuck Kemper's truck. He does have some little bit of damage to the front right of that. So we'll see if we can't get a closer look at the truck anyway. Right front as well. Doesn't matter. Green flag's coming out anyway. So there it is right there. He does have a little damage as he's going to try to hold off Scott Page for the green flag here. So it'll be interesting with that damage, as he did get a little bit of a scrape. Can he hold off this field, as he's your new leader here, as he has now led 6 laps.
And it doesn't take long to wind down these laps here at Southern National. As you see these guys putting in about 13.5-second laps. So, you know, the quicker they get around here, the less time they have to spend out there on the track. You know, 100 laps will go by relatively quickly, but it feels like an eternity for these guys out there on the track.
Yeah, it does. And I can promise you right now, we're watching the 49 of Trey Galgon. He may have Snickers, and Snickers satisfies, but he is not going to be satisfied with 3rd place. He's trying to get up there to get Scott Page and see if he can't possibly pass him. But Scott Page, he is a very, very fast driver as well. And he's going to do everything in his power to hold off that hard-charging 49. As it looks like it may be Trey Galgon's going to take it to the inside, and he is possibly going to get by him, but they're going to be dead even at the line.
Yeah, Trey Galgon and that number 49 machine will complete that pass going around turn number 2 onto the backstretch here. Trey Galgon, I have called his name many, many times when, you know, as I got into broadcasting. So I know Trey very well. He's just one of those guys that he loves to sneaker his way up to the front.
He is doing a very good job at it, and he may want to, or he may not want to. Chuck Kemper may want to take a look in that rearview mirror, because I think he's coming right now. 0.666 separate those two, now 0.499. So, you know, Trey is coming very quickly to the back bumper of Chuck Kemper, and, you know, nobody wants to see your competition out of a race. You want to be able to race them. But that little contact between the 14 and the 41 has put Aaron Maspero all the way back in 9th place. He is still on the lead lap. The only one off the lead lap is the 14 of Joshua Drinkwater, who is currently 1 lap down, and Brett Osborne is actually out of the race right now.
Not sure exactly what happened, but we now have a battle for the lead here. That 49 machine of Trey Galgon giving the number 40 of Chuck Kemper a little bump there. Not enough to upset the truck, but letting Chuck Kemper know, hey, I'm back here. One slight mistake, Chuck, and I'm capitalizing on it.
Yeah, and a very interesting note here. Those guys have been working together a lot more lately. Chuck Kemper, Trey Galgon, Scott Page, even Brent Day, Ed Sauls, all those guys have been working together a little bit more to try to just get a little bit better. You know, they're all good drivers, but they have been trying to work together just to try. They got to do something here. Again, we've talked about it before, that Aaron Maspero, he's just so good. So is Doug Pickering. And we haven't really got to talk a whole lot about obviously Joshua Drinkwater and Jake Forster, because they obviously are new here, but obviously with their qualifying times and the way they were running earlier, they're going to be a force to be reckoned with in the series, as well as Trey Galgon is the new leader, and so is Brent Day going to get by Chuck Kemper.
Yeah, I think Chuck had a moment there. I was watching that number 40 machine with Chuck, and it looks like he might have got a little bit too low on that line and upset that car just a little bit, just enough for Trey Galgon to get that nose underneath him. And of course, Chuck did not fight at all. He just took it to the, took it up the track to let him by. We have a spin.
And several cars is going to be, see Ed Sauls, and I'm not sure who else is involved in that. We'll take a look and see, but we'll go back here and look at Ed Sauls and see what happened. In a caution out. Chuck Kemper, there's where Chuck Kemper got a little out of shape. Oh, it looked like maybe the 81 Ed Sauls and Chuck Kemper tagged up a little bit, and it looked like the 81 maybe had to check up quite a bit to not get into him. And is it the 14 or the 42? I believe it's the 42 of Jake Forster. Didn't realize he was going to check up that much, and just got into the back of Ed.
Yeah, it doesn't take much being that close. Yeah, it was the number 42 machine of Jake Forster that did hit the 81. So it looks like everybody has did what they wanted to do pit stop wise, and I'm sure Chuck is not too upset about that, but upset enough to where it's like, all right, we got to figure something out here.
Yeah, and it's going to put him all the way back in 6th, but he was already losing a little bit of time there, thanks to that little bit of damage, plus the fact that he kind of got loose there off the infield. So he's going to probably come in and get some damage. He was only on pit road, again, 0.1 seconds. So was Doug Pickering on that last one. Rachel Hunt on pit road for 0.0. So I'm wondering if maybe they're driving so low towards that pit entrance, and it's registering that they were on pit road when they really weren't, because clearly you cannot be on pit road for 0 seconds and it registers. So I think that may be somewhat of a glitch.
And it could be, Charles. It very well could be that they're driving so slow it's registering. So
it's going to be interesting to see here is Brent Day is now the leader. And there goes the pace car once again. The green flag's out. Pace car was still on the track, so they did not get going right away. But regardless, a green flag is out. And look who's back up front. We have the 41 of Aaron Maspero, as he was out actually in the lead for a split second, but I don't think he's going to get it at the line. We'll see if he officially did. He did get it.
Yeah, he will lead now 3 laps, and boy, these guys are still battling strong up here, still side by side, all the way back.
Again, Trey Galgon back there sitting in 4th place, but he is trying to get up to 3rd or 2nd if he can. He's not satisfied with 3rd place right now. Scott Page into the outside wall. He's going to bring it back down. And we'll see, is it going to cause a caution? He's off the racing surface. No caution is coming out so far.
That is strange. He came across traffic and no caution. That was weird.
That is very weird. But again, all cautions are thrown by iRacing. Race control does not call them unless it is something very weird, like starting on the backstretch. Some glitch happens. That is very unfortunate for Scott Page, as he's sitting back now, still on the lead lap, but he is 10 seconds out, back in 9th place now.
And we have a battle for second coming on up here with that number 49 of Trey Galgon and the number 65 of Brent Day as they're side by side there. The number 65 of Brent Day will have it at the line, but Trey Galgon fighting hard on that young side in that number 49 Snickers machine. So he's still trying to snicker his way in there.
He is indeed, and he's got his hands full with that 65 of Brent Day. He is not giving it up. I have a feeling Trey is going to take it, as he does take it there. But he didn't give it up without a fight, so that's going to wear them tires just a little bit more. And going back through the field here, we'll check in with Chuck Kemper, only one spot back. He's up to fourth again, so he's gained 2 spots since the start of the race. He was in 6th, and even at one point he was all the way up to 1st, so he's lost a few since then, but gained since the start of the race and led 18 laps. He's got a 2.4 second gap, though, to Aaron Maspero, who is out front. He's led 11, and he is going to try to bring home a victory here for the first race of the season.
Yeah, this would be the first race of the season, and he has a 6th race win in a row, if he can do it.
Yeah, I have a feeling he's going to be a good contender. He's got some damage to the back of that truck, but it's clearly not affecting him here. This is not an aerodynamic track, so we'll just have to kind of wait and kind of see how it plays itself out. But I have a feeling he definitely has a good shot at it unless something happens. And the question is, how soon is it going to be till he starts passing people for a lap down? Landon Heidi is 1 lap down right now, so is Jake Forster, but he's got a little ways to go, I think, before he catches these guys.
I believe Scott Page is the truck right up in front of your leader, be one of Aaron Maspero's. Scott Page will be the next car to go a lap down if a caution doesn't come out. And of course, if Aaron can catch up to him. And there's about a 12.3 second gap between them two. So Aaron Maspero is right there pretty much with Scott Page.
Yeah, you're talking 12-second gap, 13-second laps. That gives him about a second in between them, as you can actually see him at certain times here. As we'll see if we can't get a better view here. Take a look there from the rear chase camera. You can see they're on the same straightaway at certain times. So Scott Page definitely in threat of going a lap down, as we're on lap 54, fixing to be 55. There it is, lap 55. So this race is over halfway. So, you know, if you go a lap down this late in the race, it's going to be very hard to get that lap back.
Yes, it is. And of course, let's talk about kind of strategy here. This is a short track. Strategies does come into play, but you know, you have to pick when you're going to do it because it's such a short track. Do you take the chance of, and we have a caution.
Yeah, we're sitting there watching it. Doug Pickering got into a Chuck Kemper there. It looked like maybe a little bit of net code. Once he got into him, he couldn't get off him. So let's go back and take a look real fast. It didn't want to interrupt you, but we were sitting there watching that when they definitely got into each other. And you see there, he did get into him, but he locked up the brakes too to try to avoid him. And I think actually what brought the caution out was Chuck Kemper trying to get the truck back under control, and he kind of rolled it down the track as he has heavy damage. So does Doug Pickering, as they're both going to be 7th and 8th now. But still, so far on the lead lap, everybody's coming down pit road this time.
Looks like that number 16 machine of Rachel Hunt gonna stay out.
She is indeed. She's got a fairly clean truck. She does have some damage to the back of it. She's gonna stay out. She has not been on pit road, so she's definitely gonna have to pit for fuel at some point during the race. But she's gonna stay out, as we'll pull up that driver bar for you. She's led her 1 lap, so she'll get a bonus point. And that is her first lap led of the 2018 season 2.
Big question for Rachel Hunt is, when is she going to pit?
Yeah, that is a very good question indeed. So far, she's led 2 laps, so she's racking up some points. She will get that bonus point for leading a lap. I don't think she's obviously. I don't think she could lead the most laps, as several drivers have led laps. But she's gonna go lead as many as she can, as they're gonna get double file. So she is gonna stay out front. And I have a feeling Aaron Maspero has not pitted either here. So the top 3, Trey Galgon did not pit as well. So this could get very interesting. And caution was thrown by race control. So we're not going green. So very interesting there that race control re-threw the caution and delayed it by 1 lap. All right.
I was talking to a friend of mine.
Oh, that's good. Well, while you were gone, the caution came back out. So the admins, it looks like they threw the caution and delayed the start. So not sure what that was for.
Well, I mean, probably trying to get everybody caught up. That could be a key. Getting everybody caught up to who was the leader, Rachel Hunt, has now fallen back to the 3rd spot here in that number 16 machine. But she has led 4 laps. So good job by Rachel, and she still has yet to pit.
She has, and neither has Aaron Maspero out front. People are still getting into the outside wall. This track is, it's not that skinny, but it's not that wide either. You start getting these trucks 2 and 3 wide, as they are really starting to mix it up back here with Rachel back in 6th place now. As the front guys have kind of single filed out. Chuck Kipper trying to get by her. That wall becomes even skinnier, it seems like, when you get 2 and 3 wide. And also, just to report, got a word in from race control. The cars were out of order. That was what that delay of the caution was for. These drivers were not in the correct order, so they did delay the caution to sort them back out.
Oh, I see. All right, I will be right back.
Ed Sauls, what a run for him today. He is sitting currently in 3rd place. The best run he's had so far. Didn't have the best luck in Season 1, but he's doing a fantastic job right now, sitting in 3rd place, having a great run. Trey Galgon in 2nd. So why not go through the field? Aaron Maspero is in 1st. Again, Trey Galgon in 2nd place right now, holding on to a very solid run. Ed Sauls, we just talked about it, didn't have the best luck last season. He is doing much better here in Season 2 of 2018. Joshua Drinkwater, brand new driver to the series, sitting in 4th place right now. Scott Page sitting in 5th place, doing a fantastic job, as we may have a pass here in a minute. Chuck Kemper sitting in 6th place, my bad. Had a good run going, led 18 laps so far, but is back now in 6th position. Brent Day in 7th position. And Rachel Hunt, who led 4 laps, sitting back in 8th place, as she has yet to pit. Doug Pickering right now, he is in 9th place, 1 lap down after contact with the 41 of Chuck Kemper. Jake Forster also 1 lap down, back in 10th place. Landon Heidi rounding out the cars on the track right now, 2 laps down in 11th. Brett Osborne out of the race in 12th place. There is your race leader. Well, any predictions you think who's going to win this here, Josh?
Well, if Aaron Maspero has it his way in that number 41 machine, he will probably try to take it to victory lane here. But, they still have quite a bit of laps left here this evening, about a 23 to go, if I'm looking at that correctly. 23, 22, somewhere around in there. I don't math in my head correctly. So, but Aaron Maspero up front here, he's looking strong, about a 1.2 second gap between him and Trey Galgon. Joshua Drinkwater back here sitting in 3rd, Scott Page in 4th. It's really still anybody's race, but Aaron Maspero, not looking back since he has been up front, led 40 laps as he crossed the line there.
He has indeed. Trey Gongong just trying to run him down. He is within somewhat of striking distance, just currently unable to get up there to him as they now have 20 laps to go here for Aaron Maspero in the rest of this field. So while we have just a minute, we do want to thank everyone real fast for tuning in here tonight, or this afternoon, I might say, to MaxSpeedTV. As always, if you have not hit that subscribe button, and definitely hit that thumbs up button. I see we have a few naysayers in there today. You know, everyone's got to have those certain people. You know, you wouldn't be doing something right if you didn't have people trying to hate on you. So we don't discourage on the dislikes. We obviously like the thumbs up a little more, but you know, we know we're doing something right here at MaxSpeedTV when people are trying to down us, but we don't get down by those, do we, Josh?
Nah, we have our people that come in and kind of give us a little hate here and there, but you know what? I think we've got more fans than people who give us the hate. So you know, it is what it is. You're gonna have those, and well, you know, I'll look at it this way. You know, if you come and watch the video just to give it a dislike, well, I still appreciate you coming to see the video.
Indeed, you're still counting as a view. But for the ones out there that are loyal and you're here week in and week out for all the broadcasts, I know we have John Winkler who'll be racing with us tomorrow night in the the other series on Monday night. It is a short track series too, but that's our Super Sport series. He'll be racing in that. So thanks for tuning in here tonight. We have a lot of great people that are in chat with us here tonight. So thanks for tuning in. And definitely stay tuned, because we have a lot of racing coming up this afternoon and into the night in the rest of this week. Aaron Maspero still dominating out front, but Trey Galgon is running him down, and we may have a battle for the lead here in the next lap or two.
Yeah, Trey Galgon only now 7/10 of a second behind Aaron Maspero. There is enough laps, though, for Trey to catch up to him. The question is, can he comfortably make the pass without any problems? That's going to be the key for that number 49 Snickers machine there to get around Aaron Maspero.
Yeah, it is 10 laps to go at the line as a caution's going to come out. We will go green, and it's Chuck Kemper going around this time. Let's see what happened to him. What happened to Chuck Kemper? I'm wondering if this one was all by himself. Oh, Ed Saul's going around, and he actually rolled the truck multiple times. That is going to be a violent wreck there. He saw Ed Saul's going around, maybe tried to check up to avoid possibly getting into him, trying to figure out where Ed was going to go, and just barrel rolled it. Let's take another quick look at that here. As we'll see right here, we get a better look. You'll see the 81 of Ed Saul's right in there. Starts spinning it out. And then Chuck Kemper just gets into the outside wall and rolls it multiple times, barrel rolling that truck all the way, but does land back on the wheels.
Chuck Kemper quickly gets into pit road, uses his reset with 8 laps to go. So he will have a clean truck coming back out here to finish this race out. Still anybody's race, though, Charles.
It is indeed. Unfortunately, that's going to put him a lap down. He's going to come back down the pit road. Aaron Maspero, though, still out front. And, you know, we may have to get a word in here. Let's see if we can't pull Chuck Kemper up here real quick and kind of get a quick word in with him. Chuck Kemper, you got a copy?
Yeah, I do.
Well, first off, trying to figure out, were you trying to avoid, trying to figure out maybe where the 81 of Ed Saul's was going to go? Is that what led to that, getting into that outside wall?
We have no idea what. It actually felt like something hit the truck, and I know Ed and I didn't make contact. Well, I have no clue. Well, actually, I know I'm rolling upside down. So.
That was a violent ride here as we're getting ready, but was it as violent inside as it looked like on the outside?
No, I reached over and grabbed my monster and was taking a drink while I was rolling. Good.
Well, there you go. A man of many talents can drink and roll a truck at the same time. But we'll let you go because this race is getting ready to get started.
Roger that.
Well, there you have it. Drinking a monster while his truck's rolling over. And there it is. 4 laps to go. Green flag is back in the air.
And now it's all about finishing this race before Aaron Macero as Trey Galgon right there at that 49. Oh!
Trey's going around. What happened there? Somebody may have got a little aggressive. Let's go back and take a look. That was interesting there. Somebody may have just wanted to get by a little quicker than they should have. We'll take a look and see what happened, or maybe he went around by himself. Oh, I'm not sure. That didn't look like they officially touched. Trey Galgon got to the back bumper. There is damage to the 41, so Trey Galgon may have got into the back of the 41, but it looked really close to not touching him. Maybe netcode, but he possibly could have got into the back bumper. Any insights from your angles that you can see?
Well, from the angle I was looking at it, it might have been a little bit of netcode there, but, you know, I'm not an admin, Charles, so I really don't know, but it looks like Trey Galgon is going to have to go to the back of the field here.
Yeah, Trey's a very good driver, so if he thought he got into him, he may accept that penalty. He may have said that was his fault and gone to the back. So either way, regardless of if he's accepting that or not, the win's not going to go to him. The win is going to go to Joshua Drinkwater. So that truck is actually smoking for the 14. So I seriously doubt he is going to be doing any donuts here. But your winner is fumigating the track for mosquitoes. But he is actually going to be your race winner here.
Win it with a blown motor. How about that?
That is how you do it, short track styles. He's still going to do some donuts with what engine he has left. So, what a win for Joshua Drinkwater. And he is definitely going to celebrate. I really can't tell what's smoke from the engine and smoke from those tires, as it's definitely going to be a good win for him with a totally beat up truck.
Nope, you got to do what you got to do, and he did what he had to do. So, congratulations to Joshua for winning this race.
He did indeed win a race. But give us just a minute here. We're going to get to the post-race show. We'll be back with your top 3 interviews. All right, we are back here with your post-race show. Again, we have caught up with all 3 drivers here this afternoon. Starting in 3rd place was Brent Day in the 65, and I believe Josh Midlock has caught up with him. So, Josh, we will hand the mic over to you.
All right, Brent Day, you got a copy?
I got you.
Well, Brent, opening up the season with Southern National, had some cautions there coming out. What was the strategy like down there when, people were wrecking and losing, control of their trucks, man?
Well, I stayed out there kind of the mid portion of the race just to stay in front of it, and had a pretty good long run truck, so it wasn't too bad. Just lost a couple of positions there, and was able to keep it relatively clean until sort of the last restart there.
Well, you know, cautions did play into a factor here tonight, but of course, strategy as well. You know, once people got out front, it was easy to lose the car behind you, but it was also very easy to lose the position too. What was it like when you was out front, you know, somewhat to keep the cars behind you at a good distance?
Well, I mean, they had fresh tires, definitely. I think Aaron was behind me there. Maybe it was Trey. One of those guys was pretty quick compared to me. They both got around me after a couple laps. But the truck that I had was all right up on the top. And then if you're able to make it work up there, then it was a little bit more difficult for somebody to get around you on the bottom. But the tires prevailed there for a little bit. I think I only fell back to third before the first pit stop. So it's just all in all a really good truck.
Well, all right, Brent. Well, we will let you go here in just a moment, but you got a Southern National in the books here going into next week at Southern National again. Now you got your feet wet a little bit. What, you know, is your mindset going into next week?
I take what we learned here, go and make some adjustments, and hope to improve next week.
All right, Brent. Well, is there anybody you want to thank or give a shout-out to for your third-place finish tonight, bud?
Yeah, everybody that makes this series possible, and a couple of guys that I've worked with this week, Scott and Chuck and Ed. Definitely it's good to put our heads together and come up with something pretty good.
All right, Brent. Well, congratulations again on third place, and go celebrate, man.
Thank you.
Charles.
And I have caught it with the 00 of Scott Page. First off, second place is always a good finish, especially to start out a brand new season. That's going to put you very good in the point standings here. So going forward from this race, this is probably the shortest track we have. I believe Richmond is next week. So, you know, you come off with a second place finish at a 0.4 mile track. We go to Richmond next week. They're quite a bit different, so not too much of the same as far as the track goes, but are you going to be able to take anything from this track that you learned here and apply it to that race?
Survive. That's all I can do is survive, man. This was tough. I kind of wanted to win it. It's like a hometown track to me, but I'll take second place.
Well, good always to finish in the top three, top five, good finish as well. But we still have more racing going on tomorrow night. You're going to be running in the Super Sports Series. Fixed setup at the Bull Ring. So, complete opposite of this. Different car, different track. Going into that one, obviously this race has no bearing on it. But how are you looking to fare over in that one tomorrow night?
Hopefully about the same way I done this one. Kind of learned. I overdrove this one kind of early in the race, got it on the outside, pushed out, hit the wall, and since we've done some practice races, kind of take care of the tires a little bit because, yeah, they kind of fall off and you want to lock up the right or left front, so want to take care of the tires.
Yeah, definitely going to be a key there. Those are a lot shorter, only 30-lap features. It's going to be running heat races, though, so you get a little bit more racing. We're going to have at least 2 heat races, if not more. So that kind of throws a little twist into it, a little bit different from here. Over there, you don't have any fast repairs, though, either, so everyone has to be on their A game. But overall, you finished second. Good points tonight for you. You should stay around second in the points, barring any bonus points. But anyone you want to give a shout-out or thank you here for the race second-place finish here today?
Yeah, I want to thank MaxSpeedTV, TND League, and Chuck and Ed and Trey and all of us who kind of worked on a set. We've kind of worked hard here at Southern National and kind of looks like it paid off. So just want to thank all of you guys for giving me a chance to be here.
All right, well, again, congrats on a solid second-place finish, and I believe Josh has caught up with the other Josh here for the race win tonight.
Yes, I am here. Joshua, do you have a copy?
Hello, sir.
Well, hello, man. Well, what a way to win it here tonight with a blown engine. You just was in the right spot at the right time. Talk about the race here this evening and what it took to pull out the victory here, man.
Yeah, it was certainly an eventful race, that's for sure. I started off up front. It was a good qualifying. And just got the lead early after Jake made a mistake. And then on the next restart, I got a bit loose on the bottom and got into Aaron, which put us in the back. So just took it easy while I was riding at the back, and then slowly worked my way up through the field. And then right at the end, I think Aaron got turned, and I managed to get through with the lead somehow.
Well, you know, you crossed the line. You know, of course, when the caution came out, you have a blown engine, but you managed to get around the track there with it, and it held up. So, you know, you will come out victorious tonight with the 5 laps led. Of course, you'll get the bonus point for the lap to lead a lap, and you'll, of course, get the points there to win the race. So, man, going into next week, now I have Southern National down, but I believe Charles was just saying it's Richmond. What's up with that?
Well, I'm good with either. Southern National, I've enjoyed running it, and I haven't really run this track very much, so I've got to say thanks to people like Aaron Maspero and stuff. Just watching him and learning the track, but I absolutely love Richmond. It's a great short track, and if we're running now, I can't wait.
Well, I'm sure we will figure that out. But your mindset going into next week's race, whatever the case may be, Southern National, Richmond, what's your mindset knowing that they are short tracks and it, you know, being a open set, you've got to really buckle down. What's your mindset going into next week?
Just making sure I dial the setup in enough. I generally run setup a bit tighter on the short tracks just because when you're racing in traffic and stuff, it's easy to control tight. And then just take it nice and easy. Just be gentle. Just try and keep my stuff clean until about the last 20 laps, and then it's time to go race.
Well, all right. Joshua Drinkwater, your winner this evening here for the TND Rustic Decor Short Track Series. Joshua, is there anybody you want to thank or give a shout out to for your victory here tonight?
Yeah, just the guys who worked on the setup. They know who they are. And just cheers to Jake Forster, who kind of introduced me to the league. All the guys who run the league. You guys at MaxSpeedTV for streaming it. Yeah, just thanks to everyone.
Well, all right, Josh. Well, we will see you next week here on MaxSpeedTV for the next race. Charles, do you have anything for your winner?
Well, just a congrats. First race out of the gate, gets a victory. Will probably be your points leader here. We'll see how the bonus points work themselves out after most laps led and a lap led, clean racing and all that. There's bonus points awarded, so we'll see how it stacks out. It's probably going to be very close when it's all said and done. Again, congrats on that. And Josh, if you want to run through the results, I'll finish this up with the sponsors, and we will sign off here for just a little bit.
All righty, we will finish it up here with the results here. Joshua Drinkwater going to come home with the victory here. Congratulations again to Joshua for grabbing the victory. Started in second. Scott Page going to finish in the second spot here this evening. Brent Day in third. Aaron Maspero shooting for a 6th win in a row. Of course, the first race of the season, unfortunately, will finish in 4th here tonight. Rachel Hunt, good race by her. Led a couple of laps. She will finish in the 5th spot. Trey Galgon in 6th. Ed Sauls in 7th. Jake Forster in 8th. Chuck Kemper in 9th. Doug Pickering in 10th. Landon Heidi will finish in the 11th spot, and Brett Osborne will round out the field for the attendee Rustic Decor in 12th.
That is indeed. Again, a big shout out to all the sponsors on the racing side of things. A big shout out to TJ Woodworking. They are the official championship sponsor of this series and the Monday night series. TND Rustic Decor, they are the title sponsor for this series and, of course, the Super Sport Series as well on Monday nights on the racing side of things. Walls Beard Co., they are the official grid sponsor here at MaxSpeedTV for 2018, and of course just a general sponsor here for 2018. SimSpeedShop.com, make sure you check them out at SimSpeedShop.com or just at SimSpeedShop on Facebook for some great button boxes and e-brakes. And of course, HomeNet hosting and PC repair. Big shout out for them coming on board. We just got it in. If you mention you heard about it here on MaxSpeedTV, they will give you 1 month free hosting and waive all fees for getting a website set up. So make sure you check them out, or if you need some PC repair, make sure you check them out. Elite 7 Racing, they are the official team of MaxSpeedTV, so make sure you go check them out on their Facebook page and give them a like. And of course, Ohio IndyCar League, again, they come on as a sponsor not too long ago, and not only that, Josh Medlock will be covering their series here very shortly. They will be starting, so make sure you tune in for that and watch that great racing as well. But that will do it here for the racing action. So, Josh, any final words before we sign off for the night?
Well, I would like confirmation on what the track is for next week.
It is indeed Richmond.
Well, you told me Southern National at the beginning, at the end of last season, so that's what I wrote down. So we know it's Richmond now. So congratulations though to Joshua Drinkwater for just being in the right spot at the right time to come home victorious here this afternoon, and looking forward to next week's race at Richmond. So that's going to be a good race as well.
Yeah, we did change some things, so that is on our bad. We changed the schedule up a little bit. But it is going to be Richmond next week, so it should be some good racing. But as always, thanks for tuning in here on MaxSpeedTV. We're not done for the night. We still have a few more races to go. But make sure you stay tuned. Get that subscription in so you can tell when we have races going on. And that being said, we will see y'all at the next race here in just a couple hours here on MaxSpeedTV.